El presente del subjuntivo. Información general. El subjuntivo es un modo, no un tiempo, pero el presente del subjuntivo es un tiempo. El subjuntivo usualmente refleja un modo de duda, algo desconocido, which means unknown, o la probabilidad de una acción o evento en el futuro. La fórmula es verbo 1, nexo y verbo 2. Hay dos cláusulas y una independiente y una dependiente. Usos del subjuntivo. Condiciones irreales, condiciones hipotéticas, duda, negación, petición, deseo, consejo, insistencia, esperanza, expresa emociones, posibilidad, expresiones indefinidas como es posible que, describe algo o alguien indefinido, una persona, no la persona, because if you said la persona, you know that that person exists, but with una persona there is doubt that that person exists. Y acciones no ejecutadas. So with most of these, there is some sort of doubt involved, and that is why you use the subjunctive. And moving on to verbs. La base. Primera, use la forma yo del presente indicativo. Omite el o y agrega las terminaciones. Las conjugaciones son opuestas. Todas son opuestas. So your AR verbs and ER and IR verbs in the present indicative, the endings are just switched. So with AR verbs, the endings are es, hemos, es, y, en. And the ER IR verb endings are as, amos, ais, y, an. Verbos irregulares. Tenemos verbos irregulares también. Son dar, estar, haber, ir, saber, y ser. Now I'm not going to say every one of the conjugations, you can see them, but it's worth noting that with dar, the de and the de, they have accents on them to differentiate them from the word de, which also means without an accent, which means of or from, and also with estar, este versus este. So yeah. Hay otros cambios. So for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to say this in English. Verbs ending in sar, the z changes to c. With verbs ending in her or hir, the g changes to j before an a. With verbs ending in huir, the gu changes to g before an a. With verbs ending in kar, the c changes to qu before an e. With verbs ending in gar, the g changes to a gu before an e. And with verbs ending in uir, you add a y before an a, like with uir, huir, that verb, it would be uya, uyas, uya, etc. También tenemos stem changes. So with AR y ER verbos en las formas nosotros y vosotros no se hace cambios como el presente indicativo. So the E and E to IE and O to UE changes do not occur. They simply stay the same. So the E stays an E and the O stays an O in the conjugations. But with IR verbs, en las formas nosotros y vosotros, the E and the IE changes and the O and the UE changes, they occur in a different way. So E cambia a I y O cambia a U. So tenemos dos tipos de nexi. Tenemos nexi que siempre usan el subjuntivo y tenemos nexi que a veces usan el subjuntivo. También pueden usar el indicativo. So los nexi que siempre usan el subjuntivo son en caso de que, sin que, con tal de que, a menos que, para que, y antes de que, and the word you can see escapa, so that's how you remember it. And on the other side, cuando, hasta que, aunque, después de que, así que, tan pronto como, y en cuanto, and you can use Chad 8 as the way for remembering it. And these are just several of the nexi. There are many more, but these are probably the ones that you're going to use most often. Ejemplos del subjuntivo. Yo quiero que seas más inteligente. With quiero, it's showing emotion, and that was one of our rules, so that uses the subjunctive, seas. Como desayuno cuando me levanto. You're saying, I eat breakfast when I wake up. And it's implied that you're doing this every day, and it's habitual, so I underlined the words that you can tell why it's subjunctive, or why it's indicative or subjunctive. And so that's indicative. Levantarse. Comeré desayuno cuando me levante. I will eat breakfast when I wake up, and hay duda que voy a levantarse, and we don't know when I'm going to wake up, so that's why it's going to be in the future, and there's doubt, so that is in subjunctive. No hago nada sin que lo sepan. Con sin que, las reglas de determinación nos dice que sin que usa el subjuntivo. Jugamos hasta que ella hace cena. So it's habitual and it's implied because we play until she makes dinner. Because you're using hace here, it's implied that you do this often. But with the next sentence, jugamos hasta que ella haga cena, no sabemos cuándo va a ser la cena o si va a ser cena en absoluto. So you can have almost the same exact sentence, but with just the subjunctive and the indicative change, and it means something completely different. Y más ejemplos. ¿Dónde está la tienda que vende flores? Because you said la, sabemos que la tienda existe. Presumably you've been to the store before, or you know there's a store from online or seeing it somewhere. So, la tienda, that shows that you know it's there. Hay una tienda que vende flores. Also, this verb is going to be indicative because it's specifying what the store does. So, that's indicative. So, hay una tienda que vende flores. No sabemos si la tienda existe. Y por eso va a usar venda, the subjunctive, because una represents a doubt or an uncertainty about if the store actually exists.